in Munich, and it's a big week for Marc James, the Ryder Cup captain. This is the week that the points collecting ends. He'll decide which 2 players to add to the 10 who make it automatically. First man to make the team was Colin Montgomerie, the European #1, and still #1 this season. And certain to be at Brookline too, an early qualifier, Lee Westwood. Played so well at Valderrama 2 years ago when Europe held on to the cup. There's always a place for Ola Thabel in a Ryder Cup team. The Masters champion will be in Boston. And so too will Darren Clarke. They all played their way into the side early on in the points collecting period. After finishing second to Tiger Woods in the US PGA Championship, there's a place for Sergio Garcia at 19, and the Open champion, Paul Lawrie, will be at Boston too. Miguel Ángel Jiménez was the vice-captain last time. He's in Boston as a player this time. Jarmo Sandlin, with 2 wins in Europe this year, is in the team. And almost there, Jean van der Velde. Sweden's Robert Karlsson is on the fringe. So too, Andrew Coltart from Scotland, who's played in the Dunhill Cup and the World Cup. And Padraig Harrington from Ireland, who nearly made it 2 years ago. Jasper Parnevik, who won the Greater Greensboro Chrysler Classic this year, is almost certain to get a pick. Marc James there, the captain, could make it himself. And will there be a place for the experienced Bernhard Langer from Germany? Nick Faldo isn't in the top 50 of the points table, but if he's not a potential candidate in most people's minds, the player himself remains optimistic that he'll be chosen.
I feel really positive that, in a month's time, that, I'll be fine. The game will be good. I think, just a bit more work, and obviously the Ryder Cup will pull the best out of you. So, and I've got the experience. Hell, I've been there a couple of times now.
11 times in all. The American team has been finalised. Ben Crenshaw is the captain. Only one newcomer in the side, David Duval, and he's a former world #1. One surprise choice, perhaps, Steve Pate, a captain's pick. Well, here in the BMW International Open at Munich Nord-Eichenried, the European points collecting comes to an end. It's the 38th points collecting tournament. The weather this week has been marvellous. This is where we are in the southwest of Germany, very close to the Alps, on a golf course where low scoring has been the order of the day over recent years. It's a 6,321 metre long course, par 72, the record is 62. Last year it was big Russell Clayton who took the title. A hugely popular winner, but not doing quite so well this week. The putt's not going in. Of course, he has one advantage. He hasn't got the pressure of trying to get into the Ryder Cup team. He's not in the running for a place at Boston.
The fact that guys are trying to get in the Ryder Cup team can work both ways. So, just like any other week, you've got to play well to do well.
If there's no cup pressure on Clayton, there certainly is on the Irishman, Padraig Harrington.
I can't say my expectations are too high. I'm just going out there to play golf, and I'm really trying to win the tournament, and if that gets me in the Ryder Cup team, that's great.
And all the players this week know that they've got one man to beat, Colin Montgomerie, the man who's already won 4 times this season, and that's a personal record for him. He has never played better. 20 under par when he won the Volvo Scandinavian Masters. He's 69 under par for his 4 wins this season so far. Well, conditions ideal. Robert Karlsson on the fringe of Ryder Cup honours. A 70, a 71 and a 70 for him. 5 under par going into the final round. When Frenchman Jean van der Velde made the halfway cut, he virtually clinched his place for Boston. On the third day he shot 73, and that included a 9. He's 2 under with a round to go. 70, 68, 71, 7 under par for Andrew Coltart. He's lying joint 19th. If he's going to make the team, he knows he needs a good last round. And Marc James, the captain, is not out of it as far as playing is concerned at Boston. 70, 69, 66, improving every day. 11 under par, 205 after 54 holes. Bernhard Langer has won 10 times in Germany, but he's never won the BMW International. This would be a great week for him to do it. But he's back in 19th spot with Coltart going into the final day. And disappointment for Nick Faldo. 67-73 over the first 2 rounds, but when he approached the captain on Friday night and asked whether he might have a chance of being chosen for the team, he was told that even if he won this week, he wouldn't be in the side. So no place for the man who's been in the team since 1977. David Park, who's made such a marvellous start to his career on the main tour, with victory at Slaley Hall, has 11 birdies in an opening round of 62. He might just catch Marc James's eye when he comes to choose the 2 additional players for the side. Maybe he shouldn't forget the experience of Ian Woosnam. 70, 66, 68 for him, 12 under par. And still in with a chance of making the side, another Welshman, Philip Price. A third round 68, and he too is on 12 under. But the man who desperately wants to get in the side is the man who nearly made it 2 years ago. Then he had to make an eagle putt on the last to get to Valderrama, and didn't manage that. But on day 3 here, as he battles with Colin Montgomerie, that wonderful second shot at the par 5 11, and the eagle putt that followed, encourages him to think that he might make it after all. He needs to finish in the top 2 to be certain of the side this time. After 3 rounds, he's only 1 shot behind Colin Montgomerie, who's in the lead. Montgomerie's on 18 under par, Harrington's on 17 under, but significantly he's 5 ahead of third-placed Jean-Francois Remessy, Price, Woosnam and Domingo Hospital. Colin Montgomerie, who has been so consistent since 1993, his stroke average since then, an amazing 69.84. He's having one of his best seasons, heading for a 7th number 1 spot at the end of the year. With a round to go, he's just 1 shot ahead of Harrington. Harrington's 5 ahead of 4 players, including Woosnam. Bickerton's having a good week, and so too is the captain, Marc James. So to the final round, and joining me in commentary, Ken Brown.
Thank you very much, Renton. A beautiful day for golf, the lightest of light breezes, temperatures in the mid-70s, and John Bickerton going well. Started at 11 under, he birdied the 5th and the 7th. Another glorious iron shot, setting up another birdie chance, so he's making his move through the field. Hasn't been in the best form in recent weeks, started the season well. And a slow start for Harrington. In fact, a nightmare start. Par, bogey, bogey, double bogey, and he moves from 17 to 13 under.
But a good front 9 for Bernhard Langer, out in 32, making a late charge to get in that side. We'll join the action on this final day with Colin Montgomerie at the 9th. A par 5, it was reachable in 2 earlier this week, but not reachable today.
7 pars, and he dropped a stroke on the previous hole, so 1 over par for his round. His little sand wedge from 108 yards to the 9th. Very much a birdie chance. And pretty well controlled. A little unlucky it didn't kick to the left from there, often does.
It did for John Bickerton just a few minutes earlier when he got his birdie at the 9th to go out in 33. Now Harrington. Settled himself with a birdie at the 7th.
It's been a very up and down day for him. And what a good day it's been for Robert Carlson. 5 under par for his round after 16 holes on the 17th tee. The 17th playing 185 yards today. So he's determined to impress the captain.
Just birdied the 16th. And setting up a great birdie chance there at 17. Bickerton at the 10th. 14 under.
10th, the longest par 4 on the golf course. Generally the hardest, certainly the toughest hole to make a birdie on. Only 17 over the first 3 rounds.
Bickerton, who very nearly won the Algarve Portuguese Open earlier this year, lost in a playoff, if you remember, down at Penina to Van Phillips. Montgomerie then for a birdie. Now this, curiously, a par 5, which Montgomerie has never birdied this week. He's played it 4 times, 4 pars.
The par 5s are the key on this golf course. They're very much pick-up holes.
Not a birdie on that card. Who would have believed it? Jared Moseley from Australia isn't involved in the Ryder Cup pressure, but he's playing well today, out in 33. This was for a birdie at 10. He'll stay at 13 under, the man who won the Heineken Classic earlier this year, down in Perth in Australia.
Harrington for his birdie at the 9th. This would take him out in 39, downhill from the left. Well done. He's let a few strokes slip away, but still right there in contention, certainly to finish second.
Which he needs to do to finish ahead of this man, who's currently in 10th place in the Ryder Cup table, Carlsen.
For a 2, I didn't see it go in, but in she pops. Her birdies at 16 and 17, and Carlsen gets to 11 under. This is getting very interesting.
And certainly a chance of a birdie at the last for Carlsen. Bickerton at the 10th for a birdie. What a good day he's having. That moves him into second place, 2 shots behind Montgomerie. Bickerton's at 15 under. Harrington is down to third now on 14 under par, just ahead of Moseley, Baker, Coltart, Langer, James, Hospital, all on 12 under par. It's boiling up here at Munich in the final round of the BMW International.